Hey everyone, and welcome to Code My Life. I'm Christy, life coach and decoder, and I help people look at all sides of their lives. Most of us just focus on the physical or this side of our lives, when in fact, there's an emotional side, a mental side, a spiritual side, and the other side. These factors play a far greater role in our lives that very few of us understand. So I'm here to help. So let's get started. So today I want to take a deep dive in a karmic game called Subjugated, Subjugator, Tortured, Torturer. If you need a quick refresher on what karma is, go to my video, 5 Signs You're in Karma, get yourself caught up, and then come right back here, and this game will make a lot more sense. So real quick, karmic games exist in quadrants. 4 is the foundation of this reality. You have a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual body, which is a foundation, and karma works in the same way. There are 2 sets of duality games that make up one karmic wheel. So today, the game I want to talk about is Subjugator, Subjugated, Torturer, Tortured. So let's get started with Subjugator. It's one who brings another one under domination and control, and therefore Subjugated is one who's under another person's domination or control. And this is an interesting game because this started in our first incarnation when we were in the caveman days. So in the caveman days, men hunted for meat and women took care of the children and gathered food. The men protected the women, and if women didn't do what men said, then they might have been thrown out of the cave and then be starved to death, mauled by a saber-toothed tiger. They weren't being protected by the man. So women learned to make their men happy, and men learned what they could actually get away with women. Hence, this game began. So let's look at the second set karmic game in this karmic wheel. So torturer is a person who inflicts physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual pain onto someone else. So the person being tortured is the one receiving the physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual pain. And so the obvious example is physical torture. It's someone literally physically torturing you, inflicting physical pain. But a lot of people don't know what mental, emotional, and spiritual torture is. So mental torture consists of creating fear into another subject. And emotional torture is to elicit deep emotional responses in someone. For example, a mother telling their son that they never really loved them and they never really wanted to have them in the first place, and they do it on a consistent basis, can be very torturous to the child. And spiritually, which is people are most unaware about, and that actually consists of cords, demon possession, voodoo dolls, black magic, and basically anything that will explicit a spiritual infliction of pain onto someone. So let's look at a real life example of 2 people playing this karmic game with each other. I was recently working with someone, and basically what she was doing is she was playing Subjugated, Subjugator, Tortured, Tortured with her boss, who recently started working with her. And basically what was happening was in meetings in front of all their coworkers, he would make fun of her. He would have offhand comments to her. He would text, email, and message her at all hours of the day, micromanage her, basically anything he could do to subjugate her and then torture her. So when we looked at her original incarnation, when this game actually started between the 2 of them, it made a lot more sense. So in her original incarnation, she was a milkmaid carrying milk up a hill, and a guy at the top of the hill yells at her to bring her the milk now. And she's around marriage age, and in that moment, she falls for this false truth and then makes an agreement that this man is the type of man that would protect her. So they go on and get married in this lifetime, and throughout their marriage, he continues his behavior of subjugating her, and then they take turns torturing each other. So this created the karmic debt in this original incarnation between them. She spends 3 more lifetimes or different lifetimes basically paying back the original karmic debt that they had between each other. And then in 2 of them, she was the subjugator, hence paying back the karmic debt. But what happened is they paid back the original karmic debt, but then she goes and creates new karmic debt with him as a subjugator towards him. Therefore, fast forward to this present life where they're back at it again, and this time to pay the karmic debt, he's going to subjugate her. So in this case, what happened is that she actually acknowledged the karmic game that she was in. She then pulled her karma, learned her lesson, was able to get to neutrality with this gentleman. So what do we actually do with this information? Well, the first step is awareness. Start paying attention to your interactions with everyone and everything around you. If you think you're in karma or you feel like you're in karma, identify the karmic game you're playing and with who or what and why. So, because the second step is to acknowledge it, understand and accept the karmic game you're playing. You can't move on and learn your lesson unless you're aware of your lesson, the karmic game you're playing, and you accept and acknowledge it. So, which brings us to the third step, which is learn your lesson. At some point, you're playing both sides or the full circle of karmic wheel. So in the example case, she was subjugated in the initial first incarnation with each other. She played multiple lifetimes, basically being the subjugator and then being the torturer. And then present life, she's being subjugated again to fill her karmic debt. So what did this person actually learn playing all sides in this karmic wheel? Once you learn your lesson, you can pull your karma and move on. And then basically after you pull your karma, move on and get to neutrality, the final step is to be in constant awareness, because there's a lot of people out there that have karmic debt and would like you to play the other side of their karma so they can fill their karmic debt. And the last thing you want to do is create new karma or get back into karmic games with everyone else. So I hope this information was helpful. So if you think you're in karma or would like to know more about karma, or specifically any karma that you are playing out in your life, I do one-to-one karmic sessions. You can reach me at my website, decodemylife.com. You can email me or definitely leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. I would love to hear stories if anyone relates to this karmic game or believe they're in karma. Thanks again, guys.